Welcome back to My Sports Compendium, where I take a look at some moments in sporting history and revisit them and bring them back to life through looking at cards, stickers and tickets. As autumn became winter in 1998, there was a Titanic tussle taking place in Manuden in the south of England, but there was also a Titanic tussle taking place between three European giants in the group of death in 1998-99's Champions League. New UEFA rules in action for the season before had opened up extra spaces to the teams in high-performing countries according to UEFA's coefficient that had not won their respective leagues to ensure that more big clubs were present in the tournament. This meant that the Premier League runners-up in 97-98, Manchester United, joined Spanish champions Barcelona and German champions Bayern Munich in the group of death. The other side in the group were the less fancied Danish champions Brøndby. But in this old format, or the newer old format, only one side in each of the six groups was guaranteed to progress, with the two best performing runners-up out of the six going on to make the 8 quarter-finalists. Now, obviously, two did progress from the group, but before we get too carried away with that bonkers night at the Camp Nou in May 99, let's cast our mind back to another Manchester United match at the Nou Camp 6 months previously, with this time Barcelona as their opponents in the penultimate group stage match. The first match at Old Trafford 6 weeks previously had finished in a pulsating 3-3 draw, with a young Xavi Hernandez making his European debut that night. But it's the return match in which the stakes were so much higher. Having lost the two matches against Bayern Munich on the spin, Louis van Gaal's Barcelona had to win to stay in the competition. With the Champions League group stage, which won't be here with the new Swiss model format, I always think of those middle fixtures, game week 3 and 4, as, you know, the moment when you play the same opponents twice, as like a 200-metre race and you're coming round the bend. After game week 4, I think you can really sort of truly know where you are. And this was a huge match with huge billing. Global stars such as Miguel Angel Nadal, Luis Enrique, Figo, Rivaldo, facing off against global stars such as Schmeichel, Keane, Beckham and Giggs. And what followed didn't disappoint. It was a match that Sir Alex Ferguson described as a night of complete abandon. This is a ticket to the match that night in November 1998, and if you're trying to complete treble 98-99, which I was and have done, luckily, Barcelona away is a very difficult ticket to find, which is it goes against because it was attended by 98,000 people. And I think a large part of this was actually my second ticket that I managed to get as an upgrade, because they tend to fade so much, these Barcelona tickets, and there are people that know far more about these than me. But I'm really pleased to have this one. And the other one that's quite difficult is the home match against Lotz, the qualifying match. And I don't really have an explanation for that, but that's my experience anyway. But the holder of these tickets bore witness to the most helter-skelter mad 3-3 draw. Rivaldo did his utmost to keep his side in the competition with two brilliant equalisers and even clattered a 30-yard shot against the crossbar for good measure. But the stars of the show were Dwight Yorke and Andy Cole, whom consummated their football marriage on the biggest stage. They shared the 3 United goals that evening, with Yorke registering 2, but it's Cole's to make the score 2-1 that was this thing of true beauty. Two central strikers playing in a 4-4-2 with a telepathic understanding of each other. What a goal, and this goal is one that's paid tribute to in Topps' 30 seasons of the Champions League with this card. This was a print-on-demand set of 90 cards, total, released over the course of 7 months or so in 2022, with 3 a week being released. There were parallels of each set released at random and autos, and this one is the base variant. I do have mixed feelings about throwback sets and legends, but I love this set, and there's a real mix of moments that get the nostalgia juices flowing, and my feels at least into overdrive. Here are two that I especially enjoy. There's Steven Gerrard's astounding stoppage time pile driver against Olympiakos in front of the Kop to preserve Liverpool's Champions League status in the final group stage match, and obviously they'd go on to win the tournament in Istanbul the following in May, a few months later, and this is paired with a ticket from that match. This one from the Kop. And then another one I really enjoy is Fernando Torres's, as it says, his dramatic late goal to reach the final, with a description on the back. Now, this was an incredible moment. I watched this in the University of London Union with Chelsea fans who were going absolutely berserk. And it was really such a big goal, and it was replete with that incredible Gary Neville commentary, which you could even hear his moans through all the palaver and the sound that was going on there. This is a ticket to that match, which again I really enjoy. And I really enjoy this one. This is like the shiny effect on the Barcelona crest. And I really love pairing cards with tickets, just because you have that visual, often the visual moment of the card, the visual image of the card, but then you have the ticket, which is the history, and I really enjoy that. As for my memories of that evening at the Camp Nou in November 1998, well, I have none at all of the second half, with highlights being all I've seen to this very day. With the match being evenly poised at 1-1 at half time, I remember that pistol celebration so well when he's like... Anyway, half time, 8-year-old me ventured into the kitchen for some sort of sweet treat at half time, a trait I've continued to this very day. And a box of chocolates caught my attention, a gift from one of my dad's patients, and my mother agreed to my request. My 6-year-old sister, aka the villain of the piece, also wanted some chocolate, and we were allocated an allowance of 2 chocolates each by my mother. Now, this was one of those boxes of chocolates where there were two of each kind. And being the considerate child that I was, I allowed my sister to choose first. I wasn't aware of such concepts as the snake draft in those days, where the first person then lets the next person have the second and third, and then the first person has the fourth. And I was dismayed and actually nigh on shocked to note that as her two, she'd picked 2 of the same chocolate, meaning that I'd be denied one of the elite praline chocolates, as she'd monopolised them. Who even does that? And to be honest though, dismayed doesn't really do it justice, as I launched into this foul-mouthed tirade. Idiot and poohead were regarded as swearing back in those days, and my sister was in tears, my mother was in a rage, and I was ordered to go to bed with no chocolates at all. And more importantly, I wouldn't be allowed to watch the second half. My dad, in his defence, he did protest my mother's sentence, but it was all to no avail, and that was it. I missed the second half of one of the most memorable Champions League matches of all time because I called my sister a poohead. In retrospect, I probably deserved my sentence and my overly dramatic reaction, but in time I grew smarter during sibling disagreements, and from that day forward I was a changed man, likely in no small part due to overexposure to footballers and the dark arts of seasoned defenders. But I started developing some tactics of my own. I started inviting the challenge, doing my best to wind her up, and then diving. Yes, diving. I'm not proud of it, but it used to work. You feel the slightest hint of contact from a brush on the arm or a tiny slap, and that was it. Roll around on the floor, grasping the area as if some mortal injury had been sustained, and it was so incredibly effective. And I think we'll leave it there. What are some of your most memorable dives? Sunday league or even in your personal life? I can think of some incredible dives that I've done, but let me know in the comments below, and thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and we'll probably do some more nostalgia type personal videos at some point, but I don't want to overload them. It's not self-indulgence, it's about celebrating sport. But anyway, thank you. Bye bye.